director of the Oregon Short Film Festival and also the Texas Short Film Festival. Both events are coming up to wrap up our year, Oregon Short Film Festival and Texas Short Film Festival. And we have a film called The Call, which is not only selected to both, has been nominated for awards in both events. And we're joined by Billy Dunston. How you doing, Billy?
Hey, everyone. I'm doing good.
Thanks for taking the time to join us. Nominated for the Best Dark Drama Film Award at Oregon Short Film Festival Fall 2022. Nominated for Best Picture at Texas Short Film Festival Fall 2022. So congrats for such high honors.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's wild to think that like our little short film made it like that far.
You know, it's an interesting mental exercise when you run multiple film festivals because you actually have two entirely different groups of people watching, analyzing, and rating and teaming up and coming up with these awards and coming up with these nominations and coming up with these selections in a bubble separately. So to be selected to two is an honor in itself. To be nominated for two is mind-blowing. And man, in San Antonio, they love you, man. I mean, we got a lot of San Antonio is a very it's a military community, and there's just a heavy presence by Army and Air Force down here, and a lot of vets. We have a lot of vets that are on our staff, and it's a very different perspective than Oregon Short Film Festival. I think at Oregon Short Film Festival we saw an appreciation for the drama and the acting and the power that you show in this film. And I think that in San Antonio, the judges really, what resonated with them was the ability to relate to you, to know the situations that are happening. And I hate to keep talking around it. I'll let you give the synopsis, but I wanted to give you an idea of the different perspectives and how the judges were viewing it.
Okay.
So let's first off, people don't know what The Call is about. The name, the title doesn't say much. And I'm not going to reveal the contents of your movie. I'm going to let you tell us what you can in your own words. So please, what's the synopsis for The Call?
So our film, The Call, is a short story about two veterans coming home from deployment, just dealing with PTSD, dealing with life, and how just helping each other, really just helping each other is the long and short of it. A lot of times it's kind of like a little bit of play on words, I'm trying to be clever, but answering the call, but also answering calls from your friends and stuff like that. I've had so many times when I've had long conversations at 2-3 o'clock in the morning because I have either friends that are on the East Coast or I have friends that are in Hawaii or around the world, and being able to be there for them when I'm talking to them on the phone. Actually had a friend who watched my trailer for the movie and called me, and we had a like an hour-long conversation at like 3 in the morning about just things he was going through.
Wow, that's powerful. I never served in the military myself. My father was a Vietnam vet, and as a young kid, we didn't understand some of the things, some of the outbursts, some of the things he was dealing with, and sometimes he would just jump out of bed, man, like jump out of bed, like from a dead sleep and things like that. You don't understand as a kid, when you're 6 or 7 years old, just kind of seeing like, what's wrong with dad, But I think a lot of people can relate. Not necessarily that they've been in combat, but I think people can relate that they know someone who's been going through this. This story sounds obviously very, very personal to you. You touched on that a little bit. Why did you take the time to say, hey, I'm going to make a film about this? What is it, like a public service announcement? Is it, what is it? What drove you to make this?
So people typically say to write what you know, kind of like write from the heart type thing. And I thought this is something that I experienced, and I didn't really know how to talk about it necessarily in a forum, because we always say that, suicide awareness and things like that, but it's really hard to sit down with a friend or like a one-on-one and really have that, like, broach that subject. It's not, most people don't go from like, oh, hey, we're having coffee to, hey, you're not trying to kill yourself. You feel sad. Not a lot of people do that. So I think this is a way to kind of, if people do see it, maybe they do end up calling their friend or or the one receiving a call, and they actually take that from someone they haven't talked to for a while. Just kind of get the conversation going.
Mm. Yeah, how did you find the other actor in the movie? And are you guys actors, or do you just feel
Yeah.
like I want to act for this? Like, how did that come about?
So it's funny enough. My buddy is a partner in my company, but his name is Billy too. So that's always fun on set. Uh, but we met in acting class, and we just kept being on projects. And now it's kind of one of those things where there's a good chance that if I'm on the project, he's on the project as well. There's
All
just
right. Well,
like that.
well, you touched on a little bit of having two Billies on set. What did you learn from just this production?
Um, just kind of managing everything. I mean, I've only really been doing any type of film stuff since about late 2019. So kind of going from knowing nothing about acting or like anything to making a film, it was a big jump, and I'm glad that I had the team around me that kind of like helped me guide my vision. I'm pretty like visual guy, so like I actually draw really well, so I can like storyboard stuff, but I don't know like things like lighting is still like super foreign to me, and it's super great to like watch our grip teams like do one of these like in my face, and like, yeah, we need to turn that up 10%. Like, what? How do you know that? Like,
Yeah, it makes it. Once you start to learn the back end, and those things start to be decoded for you, the lighting and all that, you don't watch movies the same for the rest of your life. I just want you to know that.
no, I have a greater appreciation for movies now because I'm just like, oh, that's a cool shot. Like, just
Mhm.
completely away from the acting and like everything's going on. I'm like, that thing in the background's lit a certain way. I love it.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well, what do you have going on in the future? Are you going to touch on this topic again? Are you approaching like more short work, or are you feature work? Like, what's going on for you?
So I have a feature in the works. We I say feature, but it's kind of cheating a little bit. It's an anthology series, but it's all under one thing, and it was our way to going from shorts to a feature. So it's about 7 shorts total that combine it, and it should be. I think it's about an hour and a half long, depending on how everything works out.
Okay, is what genre is it in?
So action, kind of action thriller. I also
Okay,
help run a stunt team here in Pacific Northwest. So I feel that action. I don't really see a lot of action done here. It's kind of like a horror drama market. So then
gotcha.
we have a lot of the props. We have a bunch of martial artists. We have even a couple of trickers that are part of the group. So like if we have it, we might as well use it, right?
For sure, for sure. And Oregon is a. Have you? Did you grow up in Oregon?
No.
I had an opportunity just to live in Oregon for 6 years, and what I did notice is what you noticed. There's a lot of horror, but there's a whole lot of drama, and there's a lot of animation as well. And you talked a little bit about being able to draw. Are you looking into that kind of future as well? Like I don't have any reference point to what you draw or how well you draw, but is animation in your future?
Um, I don't think so. I think just right now, storyboarding has kind of been my focus in terms of like drawing. I mean, I got so many different things going on at once. Like the things in the background, like the props. So I actually have 3D printers, and it's like that's a lot that's focusing my time too. But being able to kind of make my own props whenever I need to is awesome.
Did you printed those?
Yeah.
Those Oh
Uh,
wow.
so some of these are foam, some of these are printed. Like the pulse
Okay.
rifle from Aliens is printed, but
All
the
right.
ones up there, the Daft Punk helmets, those are foam.
That's going to Judge Dredd. And yeah, talk about your love of movies. What inspired you just to get into movie making, like in general?
Um, Kind of one of those things like I love movies, obviously love cosplay and kind of bringing those characters to life. And there's always that situation of like, man, what if like a what if story? Like, what if we did this a little bit different, or what if we did that? Or um, so it became one of those things where I started to meet more and more people that, oh, I have a camera and I run sound gear and I write a story, and just kind of little things trickle together. I'm like, hey, like we have these things, and I don't want to be one of those guys that was always like, it'd be really cool if this, and then we just like never did anything. Like I cannot stand that. So I was like,
Yeah.
we got to make something happen. If it's bad, but at least we can say we did it. And I guess people like it now. So here we are.
Well, you're off to a great start. Off, just off and running with this film. Everyone who's watched it from our groups again have been very impressed. So, is there anything else you'd like to add before we go?
No, I'm super grateful that it's made it this far, that so many people enjoy it, and that actually being able to get this message out.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time today. Take it easy.
Thank you. Bye.